You're wondering, what is the process of a mortgage loan? So we get this question every time a client actually starts the process. So this video, which is episode number 13 of The Mortgage Educator, will actually give you step-by-step of how the mortgage process works. So let's start. Again, this is Blanca Garcia, The Mortgage Educator. This is episode number 13, going into my podcast in Spotify. So I know a lot of us, we tend to, okay, you already have the thought, you know what, I want to buy a house this year, Blanca. But I started searching online and I fell in love with this house, and now my realtor is telling me I need to get pre-qualified. Well, let me tell you guys, before you even go out and see a house, I truly recommend you first visit with me. Why do I say that? Because you will have an understanding of, one, what is your budget? That is really important, because at the end of the day, your spending trend might be very high, and adding a $2,500 payment on top of it, it's actually gonna leave you broke, and you're gonna be living check by check. So by sitting with me, you will actually get a full profile of, okay, based on your income, your debt to income, your credit score, and everything, you would be looking at a so-and-so payment. And for this amount that you're approved, this is how much your cash to close will be needed. So you'll have a clear picture of exactly what you're getting into. That's why my slogan says, fall in love with a payment and then the home. So once you've been pre-qualified and you're comfortable and happy with those terms and numbers and fees, then the next step is hire a realtor. It is recommended for at least to search and interview 2 of them. That way they represent you. Remember, the person that you call from the sign on the house that you like represents the seller. So if you have your own representation, remember that the seller is going to split that commission between your agent and their agent. So it's kind of like having your own attorney. And then once you actually start looking at those homes, you already have that letter of pre-qualification letter that I will be providing you with a cost breakdown. That way, in case you need to negotiate with some seller concessions or anything, you already know how much you're looking at instead of over asking when it's not really necessary. Once you find the house, you make an offer. The realtor will write down the offer based on your wants and needs. You wait for the seller to respond with an answer. If it is accepted, well, congratulations, you're under contract. They will ask you for an earnest money deposit. That's to say, seller, I am a serious buyer. Here is my deposit. I want to start the process. It also gives you the option into getting into an option period. An option period protects you in case you need to do your inspections. So that way, in case inspection comes a little bad or the seller does not want to work with you, you can actually back out with no questions asked. So it is really important, that part the realtor will let you know about. And then once everything is good and ready to go, I, the lender, get the contract. It's been executed, earnest money has been given, we start the process, and that's when the time starts ticking. So the time normally with my company, we take about 30 days. We usually do close within 3 weeks, but we just like to keep it at a 30 days fixed, just so we don't have to go back and forth like for an extension or things like that. But we start the process. I go over the contract, look at what credits were given, who's paying for what. Now I have a better figure what the taxes would be, because we already have that public record so we can check the taxes. And then we have once we have the taxes, we know we can get insurance quotes and we can open title and order appraisal. So I start working the whole process so that way I can submit this complete file over to a processor. And the processor is literally just gonna kind of like clean out the whole file, put everything in order, so that way when she starts working and ordering title work, appraisal, and insurance quotes, she has a more complete file to submit to an underwriter. The underwriter reviews my work to make sure that she is agreeing with my income, based on the pay stubs, the W-2s, and all the documentation that is asked from you. After it's been ready for the processor to submit, the underwriter will review. She will give us a conditional approval subject to clearing those conditions. So if there's large deposits or things like that, we have to provide sourcing and provide that it's not cash money, that there's actually a check or something that can support that deposit or anything that comes out. If there's a divorce, we need divorce decrees. If there's child support, we need the child support documents. Once we satisfy those conditions, then we submit back, because during that time before submitting, we should already have appraisal, we should already have title, insurance quote that you actually wanted to go with. Then we submit back to underwriter with the hopes that we actually get a clear to close. Once you get the clear to close, it's official. You'll receive now from closing, the file will actually be moved in transition from a processor to an underwriter, now to a closing department. The closing department gets with the attorneys and the title company, so all documents, legal documents, and names and everything make sense, so that way you can get your CD. It's a closing disclosure. The closing disclosure would have a breakdown of your cash to close after now that they've already removed and added and updated fees. So now you have 3 days prior to closing to sign that closing disclosure, because until you sign that closing disclosure, then the next step is, then the time starts ticking. So if you sign today, let's say it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. After Thursday, you're able to close. So you'll review your numbers. It gives you that more comfortable feel that, you know what, I saw my numbers, and then you're ready to go and you're comfortable to proceed. You will have maybe a walkthrough with your agent, so you can make sure that the seller's now moved out or packed. You check the house, everything's good, you're satisfied, and then they'll schedule your closing. And that day is the day you will sign, seller signs, and you're now officially a homeowner. The funding is when they actually pay and cut the checks. The seller gets their check, the title company gets their money, the insurance, everybody gets paid. And that is the process of a mortgage loan. So if you have any questions and would like to ride onto this process, please feel free to call me at 956-207-2362. The more information, the information that you provide to your lender and at a timely manner will make things work super fast, because it's all about a team. By providing title work, the borrower providing the documents to the title or to the lender, anything that's being asked in a timely manner, that will help your process go fast and smooth. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can also check my website at www.blancaelgarcia.com. You can follow me on all my social media content, which I have TikTok as The Mortgage Educator with Blanca Garcia, YouTube, The Mortgage Educator with Blanca Garcia, and Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.